Hi, this is Dee with Brown Girl Trades 2. I am just getting back into the swing of things. Earlier this week, I did not trade because I was a little reflective about, I lost my mom 2 years ago. And so I just kind of wanted to take some time for myself and uh, get myself back into the trading mood. And that happened for me today. So I wanted to do a little bit of a recap on something that I traded today, and that was Lam Research. I'm going to bring that chart up for you right now and show you what I got into. Okay, I need to move this out of my way because it's in the way of my price action. So what we have here is the day chart. And by the way, I traded Lam Research because Micron, another semiconductor company, semiconductors are chips for everything we use today. Micron reported their earnings after market yesterday. Now, they didn't have great numbers, but they did offer guidance that would suggest that more chip production is needed very soon and in the near future. They mentioned that many industries and companies were at the end of the inventory of chips that they have, which means they're going to need more chips from the semiconductor companies. Lam Research is one of the leaders. And so instead of going after Micron, I went after Lam Research. So Micron actually pushed up $4.26 today. Lam Research went up $30.67. That's what it ended at, but as I traded it, it actually pushed up $35 and pulled back toward the end of the day. I'm trying to do a recap on this trade, but it won't be a full recap. And the reason is because I'm actually still in the trade. I cashed out 2 of my contracts, left 2 running, but I'll do a follow-up on this one just to kind of let you know how the entire trade went. But here goes. So I'm on the day chart here, and I just drew very quickly a few trend lines. At one point, Lam Research was in a downward trend, right? We broke that on March 13th and then got into an upward trend. So it pushed up here, and then there was a little bit of a pullback, and this was the day that Micron reported. Once Micron reported, Lam Research actually gapped up the next day, which is today. So I'm on the day chart. I'm going to switch from the day chart, take us down to a lower time frame. And I think, let's look at the 15. It wasn't that clean. The 15 is a good look, but the trade wasn't that clean. I'm going to go to the 5-minute, and that'll probably, yes, that gives me a better look of how things went. So I've got some things marked up here. I tend to try not to trade with too many indicators. I really like trading on price action, the environment that I'm trading in. And when I say environment, I mean market conditions, momentum, and news, right? And so I'm trading off of news. Now, I mentioned that Micron reported, and so LRCX actually traded in sympathy with them. This is where they were. This is aftermarket, right? Aftermarket, it pushed down a little bit, and then pre-market, it started to push up. By the time it opened, and by the way, it closed yesterday. It closed at 485.16. 485.16. By the next day, it had gapped up and opened at 494. So that is a $9 gap, right? We know the gap's filled, but I wasn't worried about the gap filling, especially on this particular company, because I know how it moves. So I told you I try and trade with a clean chart. Now you'll see a bunch of lines on here. These lines are actually my price targets. And Lam Research was taking those price targets out like that. And so that is part of the reason that I'm still in the trade. I purchased almost at the open. Now I'm on a 5-minute chart. Let me take this down further, 1 second. Yeah, I'll go with the 2 minute here. So it opened, gapped up, right? It had already gapped up in pre-market and pushed up a bit further. Then it did a pullback, right? The very next candle, it pushed up a little bit more. We've got a higher low, right? And a higher high at this point. When I see that, I know that we're going to go. So at the next opportunity, which was the very next candle, so this is about at the 6 minute mark after open, it had pulled back just enough where I thought it was good enough for me to go ahead and get in. Now, again, it had already gapped up $9. And at the point that I got in, it was 40. Okay, so this was about a $10. It had already been up $10. Now, you know, that could be a little risky, but again, I know how Lam Research moves, so I was comfortable getting in the trade. Once it pulled back a bit, that was my opportunity. I actually got in when the stock was trading at $495.05. I bought the 520 calls, meaning I'm thinking it's heading up, and I got those for it says $1.15, but we know that there's 100 shares of stock in every contract. So $115 for each contract. I bought 4 contracts. So that put me in for a total of $460 money I have invested in this trade. So I get in. It immediately pushes up on the very next candle, means I'm positive, I'm to the good at this point. But then it starts to pull back and pull back. Now, I'm negative at this point, but again, I'm not worried about it because I know I know what I've mapped out and the potential price targets that it could hit. So again, I bought in when it was $495. My first price target was 506, which is this blue line here. This is where I bought in. This is where that's the first target I'm looking to hit. Now this line here is actually here from a earlier time frame. It's actually an important level, right? And the reason it's important, it's 498, by the way. There are a lot of touches here, a lot of touches. And so we bounced a bit between the 498 and 500 level. That's a $2 range. So it bounced around a little bit here. I don't mind it bouncing around there because again, I got in when it was 495. And if you're bouncing around above me between $4 to $5 more, I'm still to the good in my trade. I don't mind staying in a little longer. So I stay in there. My moving averages are pretty far from, or at least my 20 moving average. I trade with the 8, the 20, and the 200 moving average. The 8 is the green. This is the 8. I put it on a candlestick. This is the 8. Here's the 200. I'm sorry. This is the 8. This is the 20. And this is my 200 moving average. 200 moving average is moving upward. That's a good sign for me. My price action is kind of staying and riding along the 8. Now it pushes up a bit. That's the first leg, pulls back because it hit a high. Once it pulls back, gives it a little time, gets a little breathing room, and then runs up on another leg up, right? Once it runs up on another leg up, it kind of ran out of gas, a little bit, not too much. I was sure that it was going to be okay though. So after it pushed up all the way to 504, now remember my first price target is 506. From there, for the next 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, for the next 20 minutes, it runs down. Could have made me nervous, but it didn't. Again, I am still positive. I bought in down here. Here's the level I'm at that point. It's got to pull back. Nothing's going to run straight up. It just doesn't. Normally, things will run in a stair-step manner. This isn't exactly a stair-step. That's okay. I'm trying to remember at this time, was there any news that came out that pushed us down this far? I'm not sure that there was, and it doesn't matter. Either way, I was going to stay in my trade. Stayed in the trade. At this point, once it pulled back, I'm in the trade about an hour and 15 minutes, right? So catches its breath, it's time to run up again. We've got a cross of the moving averages. Moving averages, the smaller time frame cross the higher time frame, that pushes us up, right? It gets to a point of resistance, right? And again, here's my first price target. Kind of gets to 505 and I get excited, right? But it doesn't actually reach 506. That's fine. I'm still in profit. Then we're going to do a little bit of consolidation, right? And we consolidate, then it's time for another leg up. Here's another leg up, right? We get above my first price target of 506. I'm going to move us along here. Okay. And so even though it's moved up, it's still kind of bouncing around, right? Still doing a little bit of testing now. This is our support. Our resistance became our floor and is now our support, okay? And it's not going below that support. Pushes up a bit, little consolidation, pull back. Now it's time to run, right? So at this point, it is 140. And we're at a level of about 506.74. Well, actually 507 is the high of this candle, right? So once we get to the 507 level, we're going to push up some more, but now it's going to be a more aggressive push. Look at this, right? Had I gotten out a while ago, I would have missed this entire run, but I didn't because I stayed in my trade. So from the 507 level, my next level was, why don't I see my next level? My next level should have been 509, but I don't see it. Why don't I see I know I had 509 as a level. One second, I'm sorry. Why is it way over there? Yeah, here, it's here, but for some reason it's way over in this. All right, I need to extend this over because I don't want my levels not to show up. I want to do this. We want to extend to the left. There's my level. Now, I think I was on the 2 minute. I'm going to go back to the 2 minute, and then I need to go back to the time frame. Yeah, here's my time frame. Oh, yes. So yeah, we were bouncing around the 507 level. 506 became our support. Now my next price target was 509. We get to 509, we push past that. I'm not coming out of my trade, I stay in. So once it starts to push up, consolidate, push up. Now things are getting a little, I don't want to be greedy. And if I remember correctly, I think I was up about 300 or 400% on this. Actually, I can kind of tell right now. I sold half of my position, which means two of the contracts at 475. I bought in at 115. Now, the reason that I sold two of these, I sold two of these on purpose. Now, remember, I said I bought them for about four of them for 115. That's a total of $460. At this level, it was trading for $475. So all I had to do was sell one contract and the trade is paid for. Everything else, everything else can kind of go, I'm not going to say that, can kind of go to the dogs or can dive, and then I would have lost no money. But the goal is not for me just not to lose money. The goal is for me to make money, right? So I decided to sell two. I sold two because one, $475, would pay for the trade, which was $460. That would have given me a $15 gain, right? So the $15 gain plus I sold another one. That was $475.01. That's $9. That's $490. Now that means I just made $490. That is at least 100% gain with me having 2 remaining. So, and I still knew it was going to push up. I just didn't want to take a chance of losing my gain. I just didn't want to do that. Nor do I want to take a chance of having a green trade go red. I don't want to do that. My trade is paid for and I've got profit. I laid down $460. They gave me my $460 back and an additional $490. I think that's a good trade. So I sold that on this candle, which is at 258. All right. We're getting close to the close of day. And I just decided to take profit now and let the other 2 run. As I let the other 2 run, I know that that contract got up to 783, if I'm not mistaken, at this level. I still think we've got more gas in the tank. Now, at this level here, that's 520. 520 is the contract that I bought. That means I'm in the money. It reached 521. Remember, I told you, it's not necessarily important that you get in the money. It's important that your contract gain value. Not only did it gain value, it also got in the money, which means I'm making more money than I thought I would, right? Than I had anticipated. I kind of anticipated. Otherwise, I wouldn't have set these price targets. So now, at about... So that's 328. We're getting close to the end of the day. Now, when things start to get close to the end of the day, people want to take profit. I took mine a little sooner. Some people waited, got it a little higher, and started to take their profit there. Had I waited, I actually left about, I know that went up to 700. Yeah, I left for 2 contracts. I left $600 on the table from here to here. And I'm okay with that. That's fine. I'm not going to get all of the money on or all of the move, and I don't have to. Right. So at this point, now it hit the 521. Now it's time to pull back. People are selling off, taking profit. And we'll see what happens. So again, I've got 2 runners, and probably at this level, they're again worth about, I can actually check. I've got this thing in the way, I need to move it. So let's go to trade, and I am in the March 31st contract. I'm sorry, date. What am I looking at? Why is DraftKings up here? Okay, LRCX, there we go. And by the way, DraftKings is now on my list. I haven't traded that in probably a year, but it's back on my list. And I'll explain that in another video. So I'm in the 520s. And at the close of day, 520s were trading at about $525. I'm going to go back to the chart. Here's the chart. And these are the price targets that I have set, right? So it hit the 520, it's pulled back to about 515. Tomorrow, I do believe we've got some more run up, we've got some more uptrend coming. And so I'm expecting this thing to not only hit 520 again, but to go past it and go to 522. I think I have even more. I'm sure I do. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go to the 5 minute. Yeah, here we go. There we go. Yeah. So, yeah, so half of my position. I think that if it hits 522, we go into beast mode, right? And I do believe that I can get another $10 to $20 out of these contracts. And when I say $10 to $20, I mean on the price of the stock, not on the value of my contracts. This was just a recap of the 2 contracts that I actually sold of the lot of 4 that I have. And I'll give you an update on Friday about what happens with those remaining two runners that I have. I am hoping to be, not hoping, I don't hope during trading. I am looking forward to reporting to you that I got another $17 out of this trade, and then another $27 out of this trade added on to the price of this stock, Lam Research. I hope this was helpful. I hope that you find value in it. And I hope that one day you start to trade, or if you're already trading, that you someday come and trade with me. I've been doing this I've been trading stock options for over 4 years. I've been investing and trading stock for 33 years, I think it's been. And so I got a little bit of skin in the game. Hope you enjoyed it. Talk to you soon. Remember, brown girls trade too. This is Thursday. I've completed this trade. Wanted to let you know that the third contract was sold for $1,130. The fourth one was sold for $1,145. That brings me to a grand total of $3,225. Minus the initial investment of $460. So that gives me a profit of $2,765 and a 601% gain. Brown Girls Trade 2. Please like, subscribe, and share for more of this information. Have a great one.